Give me a thumbs up. Hey, Jess is hiding. David, good morning. And for those who will be joining us later on, welcome. Hey, yesterday, just want to chat. Today is October 10th, our daily check-in. Appreciate, good to have Jess with us here today. This is, once again, just a reminder to everybody, this is a good opportunity to check in, maybe create a schedule, maybe alter some of your changes of your classes. In some cases, schedule a one-on-one Zoom, and that's what I've been doing quite a bit lately. So good to have Jess with us today. All right, and I called her a road warrior. She was on our Heart Bus, and now she's kind of joining us for our morning. So good to have you here, Jess. David, welcome. Just got a text from Dad. We're going to work on connecting, looks like Friday, okay? Sound good? Yeah, awesome. And Claudia, good to have you with us here today. And for all those who are tuning in yesterday's, let me just check it out here. We had 8 views, 6 views. That's pretty cool. That's making some movements. Take a look at this, your screen. If you want to bookmark it, follow. Our virtual learning webinars are out there. I know I just posted on social media yesterday our Paula visit last Friday and our special guest series, so that was pretty cool. Those will be shared on social media, so check those out. Speaking of social media, I was going to show you Facebook, but follow us on Facebook if you do have social media. We do 180 Days of Strong, and we are going to profile some of you in the virtual world, profiling students. We're doing 180 days of what makes G2 Academy a special place to be. So I'm going to also be doing a special on virtual learners and looking for volunteers to be part of a video project I'll be working on. So anyway, hey, our mission yesterday, I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe if you missed it yesterday, tuned into it on YouTube, was interesting about intellectual curiosity, about asking and inquiring and looking deeper. Because what you're doing is really kind of challenging, what you're doing in virtual, and to be where there's not face-to-face stimulation in your coursework is hard. And so that's why I want to be outreach for you. So I hope you enjoyed yesterday's conversation, video clip about some of the issues that are faced with us when we're talking about intellectual curiosity. That video was pretty awesome, wasn't it? The 3 farmers going to the dance. And I think John Green, the great author, did a pretty good job. So today's focus, I like to call them FTTP moments. For those, all of us in the virtual world, staying connected is important. I've told all of you individually to trust the plan. And if you didn't get a wristband, make sure you got one. And I want to share today's FTTP moment, similar to yesterday's intellectual curiosity. But before we do that, I just want a reminder, the 17th next week, David, I have this for you. You are a virtual student at G2. We have a picture day. We'll talk about how we want to work that. Love to have your photos. If you didn't get one of these, check with the office, check with me. And I wish Logan's not with us live, but maybe I should make Logan come back from Egypt, right, and take his picture. So, hey, Logan, we're going to need you to come back for next week. No, we'll get a snapshot of Logan because he's part of our G2 family. So, picture day next week, the 17th. Make sure you're there for it. All right, Virtual Learners Live. Today, a moment I want to just share with you is really about happiness. Now, we laugh and snicker and think, what is happiness? And in the FTTP mantra that I haven't gotten in a deeper dive, and Claudia is familiar with a little bit, the F stands for faith in developing oneself and leadership. When we look at ourselves, we think about happiness. And I want to just have a dialogue with us live and even, get some input from you today about what is happiness, what makes us happy. Because for us as virtual students or just learners, lifelong learners, you have to be in the right frame of mind to be ready to learn. You have to be in the right frame of mind to really enjoy life. And we look at happiness, we think, is that something we make? Is it a skill? What happens to the brain when we're happy? And what is happiness? Is it those fleeting moments that give us joy? Or is it temporary? And so there are some critical questions. I'd like you to take a look at the screen. Take a look at the screen. And I want you to kind of pick out a topic or question you'd like to contribute, because I'd like our live participants to throw in your 2 cents worth. And for example, what does happiness mean to you? What does it mean to be happy? You know, is happiness the same for everybody? How would you track your happiness? And do you think measuring happiness is either hard or easy? Why? And where am I going with this? Would be another question. Well, later on, I want to share with you, take you on a little virtual field trip and your thoughts about that happiness. But I want to weigh in, and maybe we'll just weigh in on the first question. What does happiness mean to me or to you? And what makes you happy? So I want all of you to weigh in here today. I wanted to two-way, and I know Jess just joined us today. She thought she was just going to lean in and listen, but Jess, I want you to share. I really do. So I'll go first. What makes me happy? Probably the greatest joy that makes me happy in my life is whenever my three daughters, Hillary, Haley, Hannah, 30, 28, 24, are together in one place. Those girls just make me laugh. They make me reminisce. They make me joyous. So when my girls are home together with my wife and I is probably the happiest moments I have. Family means a lot to me. Personally, aside from family, probably the greatest joy I have is reading a great book, taking me to places that I've never been before, or even traveling. Those things bring me great joy. David, I'm going to pick on you today. Go first, buddy. So those things make me happy. David, you weigh in first. What are things that may make you happy, and give us an example?
What makes me happy is when I win a basketball game, or like feel a big buck when I go deer hunting.
Yeah, you know, David, you're an avid hunter. He's got a big trip out in Nebraska coming up, and he's a big hoopster. I look forward to seeing you play later on this year, man. So, David, speaking of basketball, when's your next game?
This Saturday.
When is it?
This Saturday.
This Saturday in Grand Rapids again, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Down in Byron Center. Is it the courthouse, or is that where you play?
Yeah, courthouse.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you, though. Thanks for sharing, weighing in. Jess, come on. Give us your thoughts. What makes you happy?
My family.
Awesome. What about your family that makes you happy? Thank you for sharing that.
That I have family and that they're all together still, and it's a good time.
That's cool, Jess. Thank you for sharing that. I think you said something that resonated with me is when you're together, you said, or when you are together?
Yeah.
I don't know. How old are your family members, Jess?
What do you mean?
I mean, how old are your siblings or your family? Or
My sister's turning 20 in a few days, and my younger brothers are 13 and 16.
Oh boy! So you got some younger brothers, older. So you're in the middle. You're that middle neglected child, right?
Yeah.
Right. I say that because I am too. No, I always whine to my mom about that. But that's cool. Family's important to you. Thank you for weighing in, Jess, about what makes us happy. Hey, Claudia, unmute your mic. Let's hear you. But I'm going to make her talk to me a little bit, but she'll share. I know family means a lot to her. She was talking about her sister, Veronica, right? Yes, no? Okay, well, we're going to have her weigh in soon here with what is happiness. And I just want to move on. I want you to take a look at this short little clip. And when we ask people various ages what makes them happy, see if you can identify with this.
What is happiness?
Happiness is family, when you're around your family.
Doing what you love the most, a state of being.
Ask 100 different people and you'll get 100 different answers.
You're laughing so hard that you can't breathe for a second.
It's how you feel. It's not letting the outside world get to you.
Believing in myself.
LG and Discovery Education are teaming up to help you discover your happy. Breaking down 6 sustainable happiness skills which you can use to make this journey called life a happy one.
We're not going to tell you what happiness is.
One of the biggest things that people have tried so hard to define is, what is happiness? How do you find it?
We're going to break down the science behind the happiness. The scientists give you the skinny.
Happiness is a skill. When you practice mindfulness every day, you actually promote cognitive health or brain health.
The students put it into action.
Mindfulness helps me say thank you.
I just get rid of all the stress and I continue my day lighter, better.
It helps me look on the positive side of life.
And what better day to kick this all off than the International Day of Happiness?
So mark your calendars for March 20th for a virtual field trip to learn how you can discover your happiness.
Boy, I don't know about you. I don't want to wait that long. You know, they said something that was quite profound in their video piece about what makes them happy. How many of you saw the word gratitude? Thumbs up, you saw that word flash up on the screen. Yeah, I saw the word gratitude myself. You know, I think it's a state of mind. And did you notice in that video clip, students your age, we're in a classroom setting with their eyes closed, breathing, working on what they call mindfulness. You know, David, I think of you as a basketball player. You know, there's so much truth to the mindset of even getting yourself ready to play a game. Sometimes Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and Phil Jackson, his coach, used to practice that mindfulness and joyfulness. He'd close his eyes, play music, lights off before each game, and see himself playing that ball game. I mean, it's no different in life, seeing yourself doing great things. Whether it's Jess spending time with her younger brothers or older sister, or Claudia hanging out with her family too, or me with my daughters. I visualize that happiness, what it looks like when my daughters are together in those moments. So, you know, it's something that, like the scientists said, that something happens to the brain. It truly does. And there's neuron connections. There's neurology, I guess is the word I was looking for. Case studies, science studies behind the brain and what really is happening to the brain when we are in that point. Now, I want to close today and with our check-in, with our, and also I want to talk to each of you just real quickly about some schedules down the road, but we'll get to that business later. There are really 6 sustainable happiness skills that we're going to kind of just jump into later on that I think are huge when we talk about not just virtual learning, just learning in general in school. But I'm only going to show you 2 minutes of this opening piece about a deeper dive into true happiness. Let's check it out.
Hey man, how you doing? Wait, bet you're gonna say good. Well, life's good, right, Brian? It is good, but what makes for a good life?
Happiness makes for a good life, but what is happiness? If you ask different people, you're going to get different answers.
Happiness is. No, you go. Happiness is family. You're laughing so hard that you can't breathe for a second. It's how you feel. It's not letting the outside world get to you.
Doing what you love the most and being around the people you want to be around.
Sometimes happiness is really small moments. Being the best me I can be.
Happiness is something that you make.
See what I mean?
Yeah, but happiness isn't just a mood. Happiness is good science.
Yeah, you think happiness has to do with the heart, but in fact, it has to do with the brain.
Happiness is more than just psychology, it's physical. We can actually see happiness in the brain. When we're happy, parts of our brain light up on a brain scan.
Wow, so how would I light up my brain to head toward happiness?
Skills. You're going to need the skills. With these 6 sustainable happiness skills, you can change your brain. Mind.
We're going to do a deeper dive into those sustainable skills. Hal Davison, the actor, the person in that,
virtual learning videos.
Was someone I personally met and really had some insightfulness on that. So we're going to dig deeper into what those are later on. And I just want to finish up with this. Hey, go forth and be happy today, because it really is a choice. And the opposite of happiness is depression, sadness. And I know sometimes that's something we have to plow through. But happiness is something we have to work at just as hard as we try to overcome our sadness and joy. Our sadness. In closing, I need all virtual learners as you come in today. Jess, this is going to be a little different for you today, but we do need to do an NWEA assessment. David, I'd like to get you doing some of that this afternoon, Friday afternoon. Claudia, we're going to jump into some of that today. And so anyway, I just also want to kind of remind everybody your visits here to G2, for those who may be tuning in later on. Make sure you schedule with me. Keep that two-way communication going. It's vital. I'm reaching out to every single one of you every other day, and so I need to hear from you. So thank you all for tuning in and to our daily webinar. If any of you have any questions, I'm available to stay after. David, if you're all good to go, or do you need to chat afterwards, or are you okay?
I'm good.
Pretty good to go? Okay, awesome. I look forward to seeing you Friday afternoon here at G2, or if, man, I tell you, I enjoyed that last Friday, so look forward to getting back out there to the homestead. All right, Claudia, we'll be digging in today, and Jess, thank you for tuning in today. It's great having you, and for those who have been watching, listening on our podcast, or on our video conference, appreciate that. Hey, everybody, stay connected. Have a great day, and Happiness is a choice. Let's work on it today. Later.